Big old Texas howdy from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm here at Naval Air Station Fort Worth, formerly Carswell Air Force Base. My name's Billy Dunlap, and my call sign's Bugs. It's my great honor to serve as your Run for the Wall 31 Southern Route Coordinator. I'm a 37-year retired Navy captain with prior enlisted service in the Army Infantry. I'm also a former F-14 Tomcat Rio, a backseater. In fact, I've slipped the surly bonds quite a few times in this cat right here. In 2003, I flew combat missions in Operation Desert Storm and later deployed to Operations Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom in support of the global war on terrorism. Run for the Wall 31 will be my 9th run, and I've served in several of the various leadership positions on my way here. I'm very proud to have learned from and been mentored by some of the run's great leaders, such as Airborne, Cowboy, Stoney, and none other than our founder himself, James Gunny Gregory. I'm also extremely humbled to have served Run for the Wall 30 with a great leader who did a superb job organizing and overseeing a fantastic run last year. My close friend and a true brother, Chad Odell. Thanks, Slacker. Run for the Wall is an annual 10-day event that begins in Ontario, California and ends at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, The Wall, in Washington, D.C. The run arrives in D.C. on Friday before Memorial Day in time to participate in the events of the 3-day weekend. As many of you have heard, 2019 will be the last year for the Rolling Thunder demonstration ride in D.C. on the Sunday before Memorial Day. Although many of our mission principles are similar, Run for the Wall is a completely separate organization, and we plan for its great mission to continue long after this year's run. Speaking of this year's run, the Southern Route is one of 3 routes that crosses the country on this mission. Southern, Central, and Midway routes each take a different path across the country to visit as many patriotic Americans as we can. Even though separated on course, we all ride together in spirit. 1 mission, 3 routes. Run for the Wall is the largest and longest organized cross-country motorcycle event and ride of its kind anywhere in the world. But that's not the point we emphasize. We place a much higher importance on the mission, which is born of one of the oldest creeds known to the Brotherhood of Arms: leave no one behind. The fourfold mission statement of Run for the Wall is to promote healing among all veterans and their families and friends, to call for an accounting of all prisoners of war and those missing in action, to honor the memory of those killed in action from all wars, and to support our military personnel all over the world. We make this 10-day pilgrimage every year to promote and carry out this mission. Along the way, the run maintains a family-friendly atmosphere as we visit American Legion and VFW posts, veterans' homes and medical centers, schools, museums, memorials, and service member families. But you may say, I'm not a veteran. And I say, this is not a veterans-only event. There are no limitations of veteran status to participate or volunteer for any position on the run. As last year's mentor, or as Slacker and I called him, the tormentor, and former Southern Route Coordinator Ray Ghost Rider Wyatt said in his motto, mission greater than self. There's no me in mission, and I challenge you to come be a part of this family, to be a part of this great mission, to support those who have sacrificed so greatly for us. Planning for Run for the Wall 31 coming up this May began right after Run for the Wall 30, actually even before it ended. It takes hundreds of volunteers and at least 12 full months of preparation and planning to make this event the highly successful mission that it is today. We have a fantastic team of volunteers working tirelessly to make this the best Southern Route run ever. Finally, a word on the importance of our mission. There still remain 1,590 missing in action from the Vietnam War and 7,672 from the Korean War per the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, the DPAA. When I wrote last July, the number from the Vietnam War was 1,597. Slow progress, but it is progress. The loyal dedication of this organization, that is you, the Run for the Wall rider, helps keep the spark of hope alive in so many people that join us along the way and in those that we have the opportunity to touch along the journey. Whether you are a veteran or a patriotic supporter, you can make a difference. Somebody along this cross-country pilgrimage is waiting for your encouragement. Our motto for the Run for the Wall this year of the Southern Route is Together We Ride. It is through the synergy of our collective efforts that we endure the challenges of this journey through life. Together, we make a difference. Together, we stand for our brothers and sisters who served and sacrificed before us. Together, we support their families and each other. Together, we carry this mission to a new generation of patriots so that the message will continue. And we do all this along a 10-day run, knowing that none of us could do it alone, and that every mile counts. Together, we succeed. Together, we ride. Before I close, I'd like to say thank you to the great folks at the National Vietnam War Museum here in Mineral Wells, Texas, for allowing us to make portions of our video here. This museum is also one of our outreach stops on the southern route as we pass through Texas. Former Southern Route Coordinator and my big brother, Stoney, often speaks of the magic of the run, and he's exactly right. The Run for the Wall family is strong and inclusive, and that magic will surround you and make you a part of this family if you're open to its presence. Run for the Wall is so much more than a ride, and if you've ever lived it, you'll understand that. How many of us have ever felt the need to connect with our family of service, whether it be military or civilian? Some of our riders may have joined that one leg of the run and then stayed for another, and then another, all the while feeling that there was something there they couldn't quite categorize. Then the next year, they may have joined from their hometown and rode all the way into D.C., really grasping the magic. Then the next year, all the way. The bottom line is that we all have a story of what led us to the run, and it doesn't matter if it was a bucket list or a dire need to connect with their veteran family. We'll all be glad that you're here and proud to ride with you for one leg, one day, or all the way. You're all part of the story, part of the mission, and part of the family. I hope to see you in Ontario. Bugs out. Is it May yet?
When Johnny Comes Marching Home, sung by Mr. John Terrell. When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer and the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. The old church bell will peal with joy, hurrah, hurrah, to welcome home our darling boy, hurrah, hurrah. The village lads and lasses, they with roses, they will strew the way, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. Get ready for the jubilee, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give the hero 3 times 3, hurrah, hurrah. The laurel wreath is ready now to place upon his loyal brow, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. Let love and friendship on that day, hurrah, hurrah. Their choicest treasures then display, hurrah, hurrah. And let each one perform some God to fill with joy the warrior's heart, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home.
It really wasn't that long ago when you saw a young retired Marine Vietnam veteran on Bravo Veterans Forum who had a dream that a group, or as many as we could possibly muster, gathered together from San Diego, California. Many motorcyclists, the Vietnam Veterans Bike Club, and so many other concerned citizens who, like Jim Gregory, feel there are still POWs, MIAs unaccounted for in Southeast Asia. And that was yesterday. And here we are today with Jim Gregory at the first leg at Truck Stop USA. And we're loaded with people here. Jim, welcome.
Thank you.
That we know that where the heart is. Our brothers are unaccounted for. And this is your voice out there reaching out. And Tango Yankee Lima, thank you, Lord. You've been associated with a group of people, brother, sister Americans whose hearts and souls you found are in the same place. Let's bring our brothers home.
I don't know. I think maybe this is the year that America wakes up and says, hey, you know, President Bush, you were director of CIA back in, 75 or whatever, early 70s. You know there's prisoners there. You know they're there. I mean, why lie? Talk about it. Bring it out in the open. If there's politicians who are at fault, we don't care. We want our prisoners back home here. And this morning I left Marion Shelton in San Diego. And, of course, Marion's the wife of Colonel Charles Shelton, the only man still classified POW. And, you know, you look at a woman like that, her husband's been gone for 24 years. And how long is she supposed to wait? How many of our prisoners have died last year that we didn't get? How many are going to die this year if we don't get them right now? How long is the bull going to continue to run in our governmental channels, I guess is what we're trying to say. Let's get them out of there. Hey! Have been fought, and our country depends on its fighting men. In the age of computers, there's no reason in the world for them to continue to leave people behind. And here 2 years ago, Lieutenant Colonel Higgins was captured in Lebanon as a peacekeeper working for the United Nations. When was the last time a newspaper reporter asked, where the hell is he? When was the last time a television crew asked somebody, where the hell is he? So we're going to do it for you, and we're going to force people to wake up and say, damn it, we can't go to war and leave people behind. Otherwise, this volunteer army we got ain't going to be, because people aren't going to go. You know, and that's hard to swallow, that our government just isn't giving us the support. Maybe one of them died last week or last year. We want them back.